Hi, my name is Tamika Ruffin, and I am a CFNC representative. And today we're going to talk a little bit about kind of preparing for college. But one of the things we want to show you is just how important CFNC is as a part of this process. A lot of people have heard of CFNC or maybe have seen the name and not quite sure how it fits into this whole college process. So one of the things we want to talk about is kind of show you some of the great things that I think are going to be useful for you in the process of getting ready for college. So let's kind of go ahead and get started with it. One of the things that I do like, because I don't want to assume that everybody is familiar with CFNC and understand, like, what is it? Why would we use that? CFNC is basically a website, but it's a website that's a collection of different partners throughout North Carolina. And so this little circle shows you all of the partners that are part of CFNC and that make CFNC go and why it's so great. So basically, you can see that any college type of information is connected to this website. So all of our public colleges and universities, our community colleges, our private colleges and universities in our state, the North Carolina State Education Assistance Authority, which helps provide a lot of the funding for the scholarship and grant programs in the state of North Carolina. Also the Department of Instruction, which are the people that really do the curriculum for the schools here in North Carolina. So all of these great organizations help to create CFNC.org, which is the website that we're talking about, and why it's going to be so important for you to think about it and using it in your college process. So one of the things is, why should I create a CFNC account? So students going to any college, or if you're thinking about going to any college or university here in North Carolina, you're going to need to create a CFNC account before you graduate. And really, it's required for certain items. So some of the things that we're going to look at, so you can see why it's going to be important for you to go ahead and start going to the website and creating a username and password, is because it's going to be required to be able to send free electronic transcripts. So as you know, especially with many of the colleges and universities you're going to apply to, they're going to ask you for a copy of your transcript, which pretty much shows the history of what you've done throughout your high school career. And you're able to send free transcripts to any college or university in North Carolina. So you can't send transcripts out of state, but you can send them to any college or university you're applying through in state, and it's unlimited. So if you're applying to 10 colleges and universities, you can send 10 transcripts, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Another reason why it's going to be required is going to be for our residency here in North Carolina. So in order to be able to, it used to be that when you apply to a college, there would be a line that said, are you in state or are you out of state? And so it used to be the colleges would determine whether or not a student is in state or out of state. In North Carolina, to make it more streamlined and consistent, we created a website that students would go to in order that would let them know whether or not they're in state and out of state, and it would give them a residency number. And that residency number, they'll actually give to a college to say, this is my residency number, so that a college will know that you are eligible for in-state tuition, and you'll be able to put it on whatever college application that you'll fill out for their school, because there's usually a line for that. So we'll talk about that in a second. It's also required to be able to participate in our fee-waiving colleges, College Week. So every year here in North Carolina, we have what we call a College Application Week. And it's actually within a college application month, where it's they'll call our Countdown to College or College Application Month. And it's typically in October. And during this month, there are certain colleges that will waive their application fees. And in order to participate to this, you have to apply through CFNC. So I'll show you that. And then the other thing is that there are also scholarships that are exclusive to North Carolina students, meaning that in order to be able to apply for the scholarship, you have to be a resident of North Carolina, or you have to use it at a college or university in the state. So those scholarships that are exclusive to North Carolina, they're on CFNC's website, and you need an account so that you can are able to apply for them. So let's look at a few of these a little bit deeper. One of them for the CFNC electronic transcripts. So again, this is just a free portal for you to be able to send transcripts to as many colleges and universities that you need to in the state. We are actually not the ones who create the transcripts, obviously, but again, one of our partners, which is the Department of Instruction, they are the housing place for transcripts. All the high schools have to report grades and those type of information to the Department of Instruction. And that's where we're actually pulling that information from. So transcripts are kind of pushed through CFNC to whatever college or university that it needs to go to. How it works is that most students apply to college usually start around September, October, November of their senior year. And so we send one transcript at the time that they submit their application. And that's kind of a mid-year transcript, and it is an official transcript. So most colleges are going to ask you and say that they want an official transcript. This is an official electronic transcript. And then we send a second transcript automatically 10 days after the graduation date. So most high schools in the state have to report to the Department of Instruction when their graduation is going to be, and then 10 days after that reported date, we will send transcripts automatically to any college or university that they sent a mid-year transcript to, because most colleges also want a final transcript. But once you send that mid-year, you don't have to come back in the CFNC. We automatically send it at the end of the year. Once you send a transcript, you can also view an unofficial copy of the transcript after successful submission to a college. So that means after you've sent your transcript to the college and the college says that they've received it, you'll be able to log back into the CFNC account and be able to view an unofficial copy of that transcript. So if you just wanted to be able to see what was on that transcript that was sent to that college, you'd be able to view an unofficial copy of that. And again, students can send transcripts through the transcript manager, so they can come to CFNC and send it. Because they're able to apply to any college or university in the state. At the end of their application, it will ask them, do you want to send a transcript now? And so you can click on that button at that time and send a transcript along with the application. But there are other application portals, right? So you're going to start here to hear colleges and your counselors talk about, well, a college will say, we want you to apply through our website, or we want you to apply through Common App, which is another common kind of application portal. So let's say that you do apply directly through a college's website, and it's a college, University of North Carolina, and obviously at the end of it, they're going to ask you to send them a transcript. You can log on to CFNC, find the college or university, and send a transcript. Even if you didn't apply through CFNC, you're still able to send a free transcript to that particular college or university. And again, it is always free, so you never have to pay for it. This is just to show you what it looks like when you come to the portal, because I know sometimes when you come to the site, you might not know where to go. We do have these tabs at the top that shows you kind of what section you're under. So this will be under our apply section. And again, you can either start an application for an actual college if you're applying to college. But let's say, again, if you apply somewhere else and you just want to request a transcript, you can click there and it'll take you to our transcript area. Once you're in the transcript area, again, you can send as many as you want to, but they will send 5 of them at a time. So that means I can come here and I can either type in the college and it'll pull up a listing of colleges. If I just want to type in the letter N, it'll pull up all the colleges. Just start with that. And then I can just choose my college. And then you can put a tick next to at least 5 institutions, and they'll start to show up over here. So you'll start to see all the ones that I selected to put over here. And then once I has five over there, I can just click on request my transcript, and boom, the transcript is gone to those particular schools. So there's nothing else you need to do. And again, if you have 5 more schools you want to, then you just come back in and you'll select 5 more. But all of those transcripts will be free. So it's just as easy as that. So then the other purpose, again, I said, for creating a CFNC account is also to apply for residency in North Carolina. So this is the actual website that you would come to apply for residency. We have a link to it from the CFNC website, but if you wanted to go directly to the residency website, this is the address for you to be able to go there. So the purpose of it, again, is so that you're seeking admission to any college or university in North Carolina. And typically on most of the applications now, there will be a section that says, what is your residency number? And this is where you get it from. Once they say that at the end of it, it will give you a residency number if you are indeed a resident of North Carolina. And then it will also let you know whether or not you're going to be getting in-state tuition from that particular school. So they'll let you know that at the end. And then the other purpose of it is, let's say that you are considered an in-state resident for tuition purposes. It's also you're being considered for any type of North Carolina grant programs. So North Carolina and every state has grants and scholarships that they offer that they consider their residents for. And North Carolina is no different. So there are North Carolina grant programs that you will be considered for if you complete this application. And again, you don't have to do any separate applications after you do it. You'll fill out this application, you'll fill out the FAFSA application, and if you receive it, the college or university will let you know that you received one of those grant programs. So when you're applying for residency, that's the purpose of it. Now, for most of you, once you come to the residency website, it will look here. So even if you go to the link from CFNC or you come directly to the residency website, it will look like this. The earliest that we would like for students to do this would be July prior to their senior year. So for all the juniors that are listening to this, earliest that you can go out there is July. So in July, you can come to the residency website and answer the questions, and it'll go ahead and give you a residency number. Most students cannot do this application by themselves. They are going to have parent information. Because of your age, most students' residency is determined by their parents. So there are going to be parent questions that we're going to ask as far as how long you've been here and just different questions to make sure that you are indeed a resident of North Carolina. And then at the end of it, again, they're going to let you know whether or not you're indeed a resident. You'll see up here, and the reason why I showed you why it's going to be required for you to have a CFNC account is even though this is going to be a separate website, this is actually powered by CFNC. So when it asks for a username and password, it's asking for your CFNC username and password. So there's no separate passwords. All of them are the same, which kind of is helpful. So you have to remember different passwords. You'll just remember your CFNC username and password because it can be used for other things. So you'll log into the CFNC website with your username and password, or log in here with your username and password, and you can start the application. If you come here first and you haven't ever created a CFNC account, it's okay. It would allow you to create one. Once you create one, you're pretty much going to take you to the CFNC website to create a username and password, and then you'll just come and put it in here. But it's very easy to do that. And again, you're welcome to come to this website to just kind of play around with it and see. They do have a section for frequently asked questions. So if you're just curious about what kind of questions they're going to ask me as it relates to residency, you can go there. If you want to make sure you're going to have all the information that you need, you can come to this website, and there's a frequently asked questions section. So most students are, if they've been here their whole life, or if they've been in North Carolina for a couple of years, probably going to be considered a North Carolina resident for tuition purposes. But there may be some people who just moved here, or whatever your circumstances are, and it lets you know at the end of it that you're not considered an in-state resident for tuition purposes. You are given the option of an appeal process, and they allow you to appeal at least 3 times. So at the end of it, if it tells you that you are not a resident for tuition purposes, it will also ask you, would you like to appeal? And you have the option to do that. And again, you'll have the option to do it at least 3 times. Most people, I usually tell students, if you are denied, so most of the time it may be something as simple as you answered a question wrong, or you answered something incorrectly, and it may have accidentally done that. If that's the case, they'll quickly kind of go in and change that. But you do have to go through the appeal process. I usually tell people that after that time that you appeal, this is when you actually get to talk to a person. So if you would like to try to explain your situation a little bit more, I highly encourage people to go through the appeal process, because initially when you're answering, you're just kind of answering the questions that are kind of put into the system to be to determine that. But once you go to the appeal process, you're actually going to be talking to people. So you'll talk to a person over the phone, or you'll talk to several people over the phone to kind of turn in documents and explain your situation more. So just wanted to let you know that there will be an appeal process. The other purpose, again, of having a CFNC account as a rising junior or senior is that every month, there's once a month in the senior year, we do what we call College Application Month. And during this month, students are able to again apply to certain colleges, will waive their application fees. It's usually a big deal. A lot of people usually have heard about it, but it's a week. There will be certain colleges that will allow you to apply to their school for free. The only thing about that, though, is that you have to apply through CFNC. So remember I said that there will be other application portals that colleges will mention that you can either apply through their site, you can apply through Common App, whatever other portal is out there. But in order to be able to get your fees waived for this particular week, you have to apply through CFNC, right? Which is a great thing. But you also, again, would have to have a username and password, which is why it's going to be so important to have one, because all the high schools in North Carolina push this college application week and they push college application month because they want seniors to go ahead and get those applications done. And so it's just a great way for you to be able to do that. But going ahead and creating a CFNC username and password is going to be great. And also just remembering what that password is will be helpful during this time period. And again, remember that one of the other reasons I said is important to have a CFNC account is to be able to search for scholarships. So this is just to show you what our scholarship section currently looks like on our website. We are in the process of kind of revamping our website. So this is just why I said currently looks like, but it's going to have all the same great information. It may just look a little bit different. But you're able to do scholarship searches and apply for scholarships that are unique to North Carolina. So a lot of times when you click on certain scholarship programs, the applications, some of the applications are actually housed on CFNC. So in order to be able to apply for them, you have to have a username and password. So again, it's going to be important to have one prior to the senior year so that you can apply for whatever scholarships you find on here that you'd like to be able to apply for. So you know that those are the things that are required to have a CFNC username and password and why it's so important to have it in this whole college process. But what else can you do on here? So just to show you briefly, you can also do career assessments. And I highly, highly, highly recommend this for any rising senior, rising junior, whatever grade that you're in, is to do career assessments. Career assessments are so critical in making sure that for one, you're actually interested in the major or program that you're thinking about. A lot of times students start picking colleges, which is great, but there's a purpose for going to college, right? And so you want to be sure that you understand what it is you want to go to college for. What do you want to major in? You know, kind of what is you want to do? What type of career do you want to have? And so sometimes students may not be sure about that as much as they're sure about the college, but that's even more important than picking the school, is trying to decide on what you want to do. And so we have several career assessments that students can take for free on here that can help them learn about themselves. So under our plan section, so again, remember I said there's tabs at the top. Under our plan section, there'll be a plan for college and there'll be a plan for a career. And under our plan for a career is where you'll find all of our great assessments. For high school students, we have over 8 or 9 assessments that students can take as a high school student. All of them are different amounts of time as far as how long that they take, and they also give a little bit different results. So you're able to take so many different assessments to kind of help you figure out like what area, not necessarily maybe what I want to be, but do I want to be in the business area of business? Do I want to be in the area of education? Do I want to be in engineering? Do I want to be in technology? Just trying to help you figure out what area exactly that you would like to be in. So those assessments are so important. And again, just to show you that we have several on our website that are free. We also have on there some know before you go data. So some students may not have taken any assessments, but they want to know what are some of the fastest growing careers, or even as parents want to know what are some of the fastest growing careers, what are the areas that are really booming right now. And so one of the things, because we have a partnership with our NC Careers area here in our state, is that we're able to kind of collect data as far as what are some top North Carolina occupations depending on their career. And this data is kind of updated through 2026, meaning that based on, you know, kind of the current trends, this is what they're expecting to be some of the kind of highest careers or those that are most sought after. So this would be good to go through. And again, this is the know before you go data, and it's under our plan for a career section. So that's going to be there. And again, it's specific and unique to North Carolina. And one of the things that we're really excited about is that we're doing a collaboration with NC Careers. So NC Careers are really those people in the state that provide career information for all the career centers that are on college campuses. They work with the job link centers. They work with any kind of job area where people are seeking employment. And so it makes sense for us to collaborate with them because, again, understanding your career is a part of the college process. It's really a critical part. And so it made sense for us to collaborate with them. So we are going to, they were updating their website. So we are going to collaborate with them and start getting all of their great tools and assessments that are even better and helping students start to narrow down what they want to major in, what they want to go to school for. And again, with us collaborating for them, this is going to be provided to you for free through CFNC. We're looking to have that to come out late in the summer, early fall. So one of the good things about that too is that you won't have to remember 2 different passwords. You'll be able to use your CFNC username and password. Once we actually merge the 2 sites, you'll be able to use your CFNC password for CFNC and also for the NC Career site. So it's going to be a great collaboration and we're excited about it. One of the other things that you can see on the CFNC website is you can also see and search for in and out of state colleges. A lot of times CFNC stands for College Foundation of North Carolina, and we absolutely promote our colleges and universities here. We have over 110 amazing colleges and universities, but we also know that some students may be interested in some out-of-state schools. So you can actually search for not only colleges in North Carolina, but also outside of North Carolina. So a lot of people are not aware of that you can do searches for out-of-state schools as well on CFNC. You can also narrow down your searches by major, which is probably the hardest thing for a lot of people is, or a lot of students is there's so many colleges, like how do I know what majors are offered where? So you're able to enter in majors and it will list what colleges offer that major, or if you don't know the major specifically, but you know you might want to be in the arts, you'll be able to find what schools offer certain arts programs. So it's just a great tool to be able to do that through our college search area. Another thing that you can do through the college search area is that you can find colleges based off of programs. So if you're looking to see whether or not they offer a master's in that, if you're thinking about student going there and getting their bachelor's and then maybe moving on to their master's or whatever that professional degree is, it shows you're able to do search for colleges by different types of majors or programs or levels of degrees. So it's a really robust college search area. And then with the times that we're in now, I always do tell people, a lot of students are looking for and parents are looking for online learning. So we want to know like what colleges offer online classes or online degree programs. And so a lot of times you get hit with a lot of commercials when you're watching TV about some national schools that offer online programs. But I always tell students to kind of start with their state first. And one of the reasons why is because it's always typically going to be cheaper. For you to be able to get those online degree programs at a college or university in your state than maybe looking at a national model. And so I always do tell students to do that. And under our college search area, you'll see that all the colleges are going to be listed, but you can narrow them down before, as I said before, by programs and majors, but you can also narrow it down by online education. So if you wanted to be able to see what colleges offer an online degree program, when you're kind of filtering things on the left-hand side, you can filter it by online education, which can kind of help you figure out what North Carolina schools have online classes and degree programs, which a lot of them now have those. Another great tool that you're able to see on CFNC2 that I think is kind of important in the stage of the college process that you are, is that you can also we have a financial basics course that is free. So one of the things that has happened around this time is that there's been a lot of talk about the economy, and a lot of students may not understand some of the things they're talking about when it comes to different parts of finances. And so we've had this CFNC financial basics course for a couple of years, and we've actually even kind of stepped it up even more so that a student can actually get recognized for a CTE credential. And so how it's broken down, it's about a 30 to 45-minute course, sometimes a little bit longer depending on the section. But a student's able to go through the course, and they're kind of broken down by 15 mini courses. So So it's not like a student would have to listen to all of it at once. They can kind of go through each of the 15 mini courses and again get a certificate that can be recognized as a CTE credential. So this is on the CFNC website under our financial basics course, and college students are able to use this as well. This is just to show you the 15 course topics, because again, they're going to have many courses and these are the topics that they're going to talk about, which is really great. I wish I had something like this when I was in high school to kind of give me a real good breakdown, or even in college to give me a really good breakdown about finances. And there's even for high school students and college students who go through the course, at the end of it, you get like a kind of a completion certificate. And they ask you a few questions just to make sure the student paid attention. And if they answer at least 80% or more of the questions right, they are automatically entered into a scholarship for $500. So they have the opportunity of also winning a $500 scholarship just by going through this particular course. So a lot of people aren't aware of this. So we want to make sure that we continue to kind of make people aware, especially during times like this, when you're looking for something for your students to do. Have them go through a financial basics course, real easy, and it's free. So you can't beat that. We also have links to all the financial forms that students will need for college. So just so you'll know, most of the time in Cabarrus County, we will do offer two different paying for college workshops through the county. It's usually at a central location where all the schools are invited to come. You'll have two opportunities to do that. We'll talk to you more about paying for college and how that works. But just so you'll know, none of the financial forms for college can be filled out until October 1st of the senior year. So you're not behind on that. You can't really get too much of an early start on that. The earliest you can start filling out financial forms for college is October 1st of the senior year. And these are the two primary forms that students have to fill out for colleges. The FAFSA form, most students have, or people have at least heard of it. That's the main one that colleges want. They also have an app now that people can download. So if you wanted to go ahead and download the app, it's called My Student Aid. It is free to download. So you can download this app to your phone, and you can actually fill out this form completely on your phone through this app. And then some colleges have a special form, they call it a college scholarship service profile, that that they use to consider your family more for any type of funds that they offer through their school. There are only select colleges that will ask for the second form. So if you want to know whether or not one of the colleges your student is thinking about is a part of this particular form, you can go to the College Board website. They're the people that do the SAT, but they don't just do the SAT. They also have created this form for colleges to use. So when you go to the College Board website, you can look on the page and you want to look for CSS profile. And it'll list all the colleges in the country that would ask for this second form. But both of them cannot be filled out until October 1st of the senior year. And I know a lot of people are going to ask about this and wonder a little bit about, when it comes to paying for college, are colleges going to consider that what we're currently going through now? Are they going to forget all about this when it's time for us to start filling out those financial forms for college? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Colleges always have had a special circumstances form that families could fill out to explain when something drastically happens to income. And they're absolutely working on that for families that have been affected by COVID-19. So just know that if you are a rising senior and you're going to be filling out these forms in October, they will have colleges, each individual college will have either what they call a special circumstances form to explain what your situation is and how it has changed. So you'll be able to do that. And you'll also want to know there are tons of other resources that are available on the CFNC website. So just kind of wanted to highlight some of the things that are still available for you to look at on the CFNC website. I just went through a few of them, but there are tons. So all I'm saying to you is be sure to visit cfnc.org. We also have some Spanish services areas on our website. So for students who speak Spanish or who are able to read Spanish. We also have a lot of our information in Spanish, so you can see some of the resources that are available for our Spanish-speaking families and students, so that you can get the same information that is available to all the other students that do not speak Spanish. So that will be on the website also. And we have a new website. We're so excited. I kind of mentioned it briefly before, but I do want you to be sure to take a look. I'm not going to click on the YouTube video now because I'm not sure if it will work through this format, but be sure that you click here. We have a little preview of what our new website is going to look like. So once you come here in the fall, later in the summer, you start browsing around, it's going to look different. And the main page is going to look a lot different than it does now, but be sure to check out our YouTube video about our new website. And connect with us not only on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. You can connect with us through Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. We try to make sure that you're up to date on all the latest information as it relates to going to college, and especially as it relates to going to college here in North Carolina. If you have any questions, we have a call center that goes to our call center in Raleigh. We're also I'm going to be on the call with your counselors to answer questions that you might have after this. So be sure to submit all those questions that you want to ask from this. But I hope it was helpful, and good luck to you in the process.